You ever do something so stupid, so petty, it flips your life upside down? I kissed Elijah Ashford on a dare in front of half the senior class, just because he looked like he thought he was better than the rest of us. Turns out he was. But not for the reasons I thought. It was the final week of senior year. Our elite prep school was already simmering with pre-college tension, last-minute grades, and desperate hookups. Nico Vasquez was the reckless scholarship kid who'd clawed his way into this manicured jungle of legacies and trust funds. I had a rep, smart mouth, fast hands, never caught dead caring. Elijah Ashford was everything I wasn't. Old money, straight as, terrifyingly composed even after the accident that left him in a wheelchair at 16. His suits were tailored, his essays flawless, his silences sharp. Everyone either pitied him or worshipped him. I mocked both. Bet you won't do it, Kyle whispered, drunk on vodka and testosterone. We were on the rooftop after graduation rehearsal, the skyline bleeding pink behind us. Elijah was off to the side, quietly sipping ginger ale, his back straight, shoulders tighter than the screws in his chair. Won't do what? I asked, already smirking. Kiss him, tongue and all, right in front of the golden crowd. I didn't blink. Watch me. The kiss was meant to humiliate. Not him. Me maybe. But I didn't expect him to kiss back. Not like that. Not like he was angry and sad and starved. When I pulled away, everyone laughed. But Elijah didn't. He just looked at me, jaw clenched, eyes like a storm you couldn't outrun. The next day, I was called into the dean's office. Not suspended. Worse. I was assigned mandatory summer tutoring with Elijah Ashford to reflect on boundaries and academic responsibility. And so it began. Our first session, he barely acknowledged me. You humiliated me, he said, not looking up from his tablet. You kissed back. I shot. I was curious how trash tastes. Touché. We were meant to study literature. Instead, he dissected my ego like he was grading my soul. You read fast, he said once, but you don't understand slow pain. What does that even mean? It means you run before things can matter. I hated him for being right. By the third week, something changed. Not in him and me. I started showing up early. Started rereading the assigned texts. He noticed. Why are you really here? He asked one afternoon as summer sunlight painted golden lines across the hardwood floor. Because they're making me. No, he said. You don't stay where you're not curious. I looked at him. Really looked. At the way his fingers twitched slightly when he turned pages. The faint scar near his jaw. The way he never asked for help, not even when he obviously needed it. He was all glass and steel transparent but unbreakable. One day, I found a poem he'd written, slipped between the pages of the bell jar. It wasn't signed, but I knew his handwriting by then. It was about weightlessness, the kind you crave when you're chained to earth. When I returned it to him, he just said, I wrote that before the car flipped. We didn't talk for a long time after that. We just sat, breathing the same air, becoming something else. One evening in late July, I found him stuck on the sidewalk outside the campus library. His chair battery had died. I can call someone, he said, voice clipped. You already did, I replied. Me. I wheeled him back to his dorm. The hallway was empty, the air heavy. When I turned to leave, he grabbed my wrist. I still remember the kiss, he whispered. Which part? I asked. The part where I didn't hate it. I don't know who moved first. I don't care. But when our mouths met again, it wasn't cruel or performative. It was apology. It was new pages. We didn't label it. Couldn't. He was leaving for Columbia in the fall. I had no idea where I was going. I hadn't even told him my scholarship had been revoked. Budget cuts, they said. But we met every evening. Sometimes to study. Sometimes to sit in silence. Sometimes to kiss like the world was ending. Once, I asked, do you think we'd have worked if I hadn't been a jerk? No, he said. You being a jerk made me see you. You staying after made me believe you. August came fast. Too fast. He left the day after our final session. No goodbye. Just a note. You once made me feel like a joke. But then you made me feel real. That's rarer. Thank you. I didn't cry, but I didn't sleep either. I took a job washing dishes in a diner off 11th. Saved every cent applied to a community college nearby. Life went on. Sort of. Then, last week nearly a year later walked in. Same suit. Same storm eyes. But softer. "I've been looking for you," he said, pulling up beside my booth. "You found me." He slid a thumb across the back of my hand. "Still running." "Not if you're here." He smiled. It wasn't cocky or cold. It was warm. "Home." "Good," he said, "because I have a second lesson." "What's that?" "Stay." And for the first time in forever, I did. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.